Hi boys and girls, today we're going to be looking at the rainbow fish as an inspiration for our project. So I'm going to start out with a semicircle or half of a circle on my paper. I'm going to add the mouth as a triangle and erase that line, adding some circles for the fins and the eye, semicircle to show where the face stops and the scales begin. And then I'm going to use some wavy lines to create the seaweed and the land and the mouth, and some circles for bubbles coming out of our fish's mouth. I'm going to do some half circles or some little arches to create the scales and making them overlap going towards the edge of our paper. So we're not going to be using the whole paper. It's not going to be a full fish, it's just going to be a big face of our fish. So we're going to start coloring in the scales. I don't want the scales to be the same color, I want them to be lots of different colors. So I'm kind of skipping areas in between to allow different colors to be colored in where I've gone through and colored some in and leaving the other ones to allow me to color them in differently. So I'm using marker. You can use crayons or colored pencils, however you want to do this, but we're thinking about the different shapes and how lines are created and how shapes are created from lines, and so we're placing those all together. So once you have your big mouth fish, you can go around with a black crayon or a black marker to outline your fish so that you can see your fish very clearly on your paper, making sure to color in everything nice and neatly so that you can see all the details clearly, making it look nice. So don't forget to finish coloring in all the scales. Lots of different colors. Make your fish look really colorful on your paper. And don't forget that you have some fins, some semicircle fins coming off of your fish as well that need to be colored in also. So I'm using this pink, but you can use any colors that you like. So once I have my fish colored in, I'm going to move on to the seaweed. I'm going to be using 2 different greens. That way it's kind of like a pattern. So I have a light green and then a dark green and then a light green to finish my seaweed. So I'm using the marker for the light green and a crayon for the dark green. So I'm going to color in the sand on the bottom of the ocean where our fish lives, giving our fish a home and an environment. And what I'm going to do, a little trick, is to take a crayon, take the wrapper off, and rub it along the length of the paper, the length of the crayon on the paper, and that way it'll give it this texture. So it's kind of making it look more like the ocean by rubbing the crayon on its side and adding the whole ocean that way. And then we're going to color in our bubbles to make them appear. And I put this kind of like triangle line in it to show that that's the light reflecting off the bubble. And the last thing I'm going to do is finish outlining all my details and making sure that I have everything the way I want it, adding all the details that I want. Maybe in the sand I'm adding these little dots to show the little grains of sand on the ocean floor. Finish outlining my scales. And there we have it. There's our fish. I hope you enjoyed using different shapes to create your own rainbow fish. Thank you.